Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
Tyler Price, who's that guy? Yeah, he missed us last week. He took a trip over to Boise, and then today I had two VIPs. So he was just here. He was just out in the hall. Tyler Price will be back with us next week. But I'm going solo today. So the Talkin Boys is just boy today. So we got, but it's good to have you here. Talking business, day after Valentine's. Hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. And hey, just wanted to catch up. Last week on the show, when Tyler was off learning how to make ice cream over in Boise, I had Dave Nowak and Bam Omatoya. And if you haven't watched that show, and if you want to learn how your businesses could be missing out on thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars of doing business with the government, you need to watch that show with Bam. And he has some great tips on there of what you need to do to set your business up to do business with the government. So last week we gave away, at the end of the show, we gave away $50 certificate to the class. They've already signed up. Got another one today, so be paying attention to what we have going on today. And we've got another $50 to give away at the end of the show for the class Elevating Business. And kind of we've tied that topic in today with today's training topic at the end of having a great elevator pitch. There's a reason we call it Elevate Your Business, because one of the things that you walk out of that class is learning how to do an elevator pitch. And we're going to do a little training today on what are some features that need to be included. Every business needs to have an elevator pitch. Someday, somewhere, every business is going to talk about what it is that their business does. So we're going to give away another $50 certificate to the class that starts tonight. So excited about that. We have an upcoming class starting next month as well. I haven't got the flyer here yet, but it's on sales. And if you want to learn some of the greatest techniques of how to perfect your sales pitches and your processes and the things you do, everybody in business has a product that they're selling or a service that they're selling. Somehow every business is selling, and we're and that class starts next month. We'll be talking about it in the coming weeks. So today we are excited to have Mayor Jerry Merrill from Rexburg and Scott Johnson, the economic development for the city of Rexburg. They are doing some amazing things, extremely involved. I see Mayor Merrill at a lot of different events, involved with different boards and things, and he's just doing such a great job up there in Rexburg. And we wanted to talk about some of those things, and Scott Johnson is kind of his right-hand man, left-hand man maybe, who knows, but
both hands.
Both hands probably. What a great addition, Scott Johnson. I've known him for years, and he is just a dynamic leader, and as Megan says, City of Rexburg is lucky to have someone of the caliber of Scott Johnson. So we're going to introduce today's show. We've got a quick minute and a half video explaining a little bit about the City of Rexburg.
Hi, welcome to Rexburg, Idaho. I'm Jerry Merrill, the mayor of Rexburg, and I'd like to introduce you to our community. Please take the opportunity to watch the online videos and learn about what makes Rexburg such a great place to live and raise a family. We are Rexburg, Idaho, America's family community.
Welcome to the city of Rexburg, Idaho. With a variety of affordable housing options to choose from, a low cost of living, and friendly, welcoming neighborhoods, Rexburg is the perfect place to call home. Our part of Idaho offers access to some of the most spectacular outdoor adventures in the United States. Rexburg is surrounded by beautiful mountain ranges, including the Teton and Big Hole Mountains, and we're east of Sun Valley, Idaho, and west of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, giving you plenty of options to consider when planning your next excursion. With the St. Anthony Sand Dunes, Craters of the Moon, the Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks nearby, you'll be at the epicenter of outdoor adventures. While you're here, be sure to explore the variety of local independent restaurants and take advantage of the area's comfortable and convenient accommodations. including several new and existing hotels. We invite you to visit and explore our exciting and beautiful city in Rexburg.
Great video there to give you a little introduction about the city of Rexburg. But Mayor Merrill, welcome to Talkin Business.
Thank you. We're glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
This awesome. America's Family Community is how you branded it up there. Talk to us about some of the things that are happening up in the big city of Rexburg.
You know, there's lots of stuff going on. We have just a lot of interest in Rexburg right now, and I'm sure it's kind of all of East Idaho, I believe, but we've got different companies that are interested, especially with the new census numbers that have come out. You know, we've got more companies that are interested and a lot of different things like that. So there's just a lot going on right now, and we're just trying to keep up with it all.
Yeah, and you've got your right-hand man here, Scott Johnson. Known Scott for over 10 years, been involved with him on some training deals, and absolutely a great right hand. And so tell us what your responsibilities are with the city.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So primarily economic development. However, I get involved in everything. As you know, economic development touches almost every aspect of a community.
Very generic term.
Yep. So, we get involved heavily in the planning side, infrastructure, all sorts of things. But primarily my job really is to bring jobs. And if I were to break it down very simply, our community, Mayor and I say this all the time, our community wants businesses want talent, and talent wants a great place. So our job is to create great places. So all those things can come together.
Wow. And I imagine that BYU Idaho is a portion of, you've got to understand, this college has doubled in size in the last 15 years or so.
Oh yeah.
And how does that play effect in the city's planning for the future?
Well, BYU Idaho has a huge effect on Rexburg. I mean, it's, the student body is as big as the city itself.
Yes, it is.
And so one of our council members jokes that when one of us sneezes, the other one catches a cold, right? Because everything that we do, affects them, and everything they do affects us. And so we just we meet with them often and talk about different things and what's going on with them and things that we need and what they need, and we try to work very well with the BYU Idaho administration to be able to, just make things as good as we can, so that there's just issues that come up all the time: housing, parking. All of these different things, and we have to work together to be able to solve issues as they come up. So it's a great partnership, and we're excited to be, there's a lot of challenges, but we're excited to address those challenges and try to move forward in a positive way.
The good thing is you're working with some great people there as well. So you're outstanding people of the community. So talk to us about coming up with this America's Family Community. What brought about that?
Well, we looked at, a lot of cities try to figure out what is our brand, what are we all about, and some people, a lot of cities you see, they try to market themselves as the place with the great nightlife, and they've got lots of bars and things like that for nightlife, and we don't really push that in Rexburg.
No, it's not one of the highlights.
We don't have any bars, in fact. Yeah. And so we thought, well, what are we all about? And Scott and his team and I, we put our heads together and we said, what we're really about is trying to be a great place to raise a family. And a lot of communities say, hey, we're a great place to raise a family, but we said, why don't we make that our brand? That's our tagline, America's Family Community. And every decision that we make points to that goal of fulfilling that mission of being a great place to raise a family. Yeah. And so that's kind of where that came from, and that's where we're going with it.
Very good. Well, behind us, we've got that picture of the beautiful town of Rexburg. I think that's the main street that goes through there, and I have to say, I put a few miles on that there main street back in the 80s. So
yeah, we've all done that.
It's a great little town, and kind of tell us what we have coming, in the future. What are going to be some of the changes? What are you working with? You don't have to let any cats out of the bag that you're working with, but is there anything that is kind of that people can look forward to happening? And
before you jump into all of the economic development stuff, which you will, I know.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing we've got coming up.
Okay.
It's not this summer. I think it's next summer, if I'm trying to remember right. But there's one of the graduating classes of like 1953 or something like that.
Wow.
One of the gentlemen from that class called me up, and for their 50-year reunion, or maybe it's more than that. It might be their 70-year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
60.
anyway, maybe it was 63.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it was 63. They want to have a dragon mane thing, like they
Yep.
used to do when they were in high school.
Yep.
How they used to drag mane. They want to do a dragon mane. A lot of them have classic cars, Corvettes, and different things, and they want to do a dragon mane thing and a big party at one of our parks.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's kind of a cool thing.
That is awesome.
And we're talking about maybe even bringing that back as kind of an
Tradition.
annual event, kind of a thing. So
Well, that's great.
anyway, that's just one of the things that popped into my mind when you said, what are things coming up?
Yes.
That's not necessarily a big economic development thing,
Yes,
but just
but
a fun thing.
that is I will be there to support that.
There you go. All right.
'Cause I did put a few miles on that there Main Street, so
That's what made me think of it.
yes. So Scott, what do we have? Anything that we I know there's another temple coming into town, which is going to make the north end of town kind of have some big. I already heard some scuttlebutt of some people doing some big developments up there. So
Yeah, lots of development. I think before I jump into all that, just kind of understanding where we're at today. We're the 4th fastest growing small city in America.
wow,
So 2 in North Dakota, and then Bozeman, then Rexburg, Idaho,
wow,
and then Heber City, Utah. I think
Wow.
round out the top 5.
wow.
So a lot of growth.
Yes.
And university is some, but really what we're seeing is now kind of push from everybody else after the growth of the university.
Wow.
So
A lot of those students are probably staying around.
Yeah, some students are absolutely staying. We're seeing families move in from all over. Obviously, Idaho in general is seeing that.
Yeah.
We're feeling the same thing. And so
One of the crazy things that we're seeing that kind of blows my mind is a lot of people moving to Rexburg to retire.
Yeah.
Which I thought, normally people go south where it's warmer.
Yeah.
But we're seeing a lot of people coming, and we see, people my age moving in. I hate to think of myself as older people, so
We are there, Mayor.
but we're getting up there, and people saying, yeah, we're moving here to retire, and we ask them why, and most of the time it's because, well, our kids are here, and we want to be closer to the kids, and just they feel like they come and visit, and they feel the great family atmosphere and the wholesome atmosphere and stuff, and it just really attracts people to stay.
And there's a lot of people running away from some of the politics of states and some of the crime and those kind of things. And when they see the family type atmosphere that comes with Rexburg, that's attractive. And that's, I think you've done a great job of positioning the city for that because of all of the turmoil that's happening throughout the world and in certain states we have a mass exodus from and they're coming here.
Yeah.
And what else is happening in Rexburg?
Yeah, well, anytime you start to get to some of these magic numbers population-wise, you start to see, as the mayor said, a lot of business interest, a lot of those things. You mentioned some development. That development isn't even the largest proposed development.
Wow.
And so we'll see a lot of that. There's some interesting little anomalies, and I'm sure, again, a lot of communities in Idaho are feeling this, but we can't create housing fast enough.
Really?
It doesn't matter what type it is. It's either sold or full before it's finished.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's amazing. And
Wow.
so we continue to see just a lot happening on that side. But again, a lot of interest on the business side, and everything from retail to tech to manufacturing to just a lot of that.
That's exciting. We had Dave Thewison on here with the homestead here a couple months ago, and we've had a couple business people from up there in the city, and man, you've got some great things happening in that town. So it's exciting to hear that. Tell us about this business pitch competition that you have coming up. There might be some young entrepreneurs watching the show, but tell us about what this pitch competition is.
Absolutely. So really trying to just put together a really good ecosystem for entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in starting a business, come talk to us. But the pitch competition really is just you pitching your business idea. We give away $1,000, so $500 for first place, $300, and then $200. But really, it's just to get people used to pitching their business ideas, right? A lot of people, they're afraid. So we're creating a platform it gives them the opportunity to do that.
Wow.
But also to be recognized, right? So a lot of good ideas come from this.
Yes.
And then after that, we do a startup weekend where we take about 54 hours and we help
Coach
teach
them.
them. Yeah, we teach them how to take that idea and do something with it, right? So we teach them how to go in and how to validate that idea, how to pivot if the validation is not good, and then how to create an MVP, minimum viable product at the end. And then that leads into a business competition that we have. We've give away $10,000 at that competition. We've given away over $100,000 since we started.
Wow.
And been able to secure over $3 million in funding for these startup companies.
Wow, I worked with a lot of different communities, and I can tell you that the way they're doing it up there, this is one of the magics of having Scott Johnson involved up there, is that these kind of things can happen, and it's the commitment I have from the Innovation Center that we will support that. I'll even talk to you after, see if we could double that number of money. I'd love to get some funds to help with do that, because that's what this business community here in Eastern Idaho needs. So I had a big event planned in the COVID year, and it was, as soon as COVID hit in March, I put all the skids on it, thank goodness, and haven't brought it back yet. So I'd love to help support that. But just kudos to you for the work that you're doing there in supporting the businesses and things like that. Mayor Merrill, I know you have. You come from you've owned your own business up there in Rexburg. I think you're still a little bit involved with that, but you're doing your full-time work there with the mayor, and kind of tell us about some of the projects you have working with the city and things like that.
Well, one of the things we've got coming up that we've been working on, and it's no secret, we've tried to let people know what we've got going on, is in part of our downtown core, we're trying to work with our urban renewal agency to build a new building that will be a multi-use building. It'll be, we hope to have a lot of space for new businesses, more like retail businesses on the bottom floor, and then some floors of office space for some new tech companies or companies like that are interested in moving in. Because right now we just don't have a lot of space.
No, you don't.
For companies like that. So we're working on building that, and we wouldn't build it. Of course, we would turn it over to a developer.
Yes.
But we're trying to facilitate that. And then it'll also have, our dream is it'll have some parking levels so that we've got parking that will enhance our parking downtown. And then maybe even up above that, possibly even some residential, either apartments or condos or things like that for people that want to live.
We're going for a high-rise.
More of a downtown.
High-rise in Rexburg, downtown Rexburg.
I don't know how high, but it'll be bigger than probably anything that's there now. And we've got a hotel group that's interested in moving into our downtown, and so we've got a lot of things like that we're working on. One of the things I wanted to mention, as Scott was talking, it reminded me of is, early on when I became mayor, we started talking about how can we attract businesses to Rexburg, and we started looking at the money that Texas and Utah and a lot of these states make available to as incentives for businesses to come. Well, Idaho, we don't really have that.
Yeah.
Basically, what we have is a workforce, that like Scott mentioned, the talent that businesses need. We have a workforce and we have a great place. And so we offer that to businesses. We don't offer them big amounts of money to come, but we feel like if we've got a great place that people want to live and we've got talent that the businesses need, that's an attractive thing.
Yeah.
And we also realized early on that just trying to steal businesses from other cities is kind of a lose. It's sort of a win-lose proposition.
Yes, exactly.
We win, they lose if we take them from that city. But then who knows how long they'll stay if they're just attracted by, the next time somebody offers them money, then maybe we lose. So we didn't want to get into that game. We thought, let's build our economic base with entrepreneurship and new companies and having other companies, tech companies that want to be in Rexburg move in here. And so that's really where we're going with all of this stuff. And we feel like it's a good direction to go. And if we can build a lot of home-based companies from the ground up, we think we'll be better off with, by doing that.
Very good. Well, I have to say that, and I keep a pulse on a lot of the communities here in town, but I see you're extremely involved with all different organizations. With the Ready organization, I see you at meetings for them. I see you at meetings with the Regional Development Alliance, and you're very, very, very involved. When there's a meeting where anything kind of things are happening, you know, you're involved, and I have to say that is extremely. There's not every mayor is like that, and that's one of the things that I think is one of your reasons for success. That you've got such a great thing going up there in the city of Rexburg is just how involved you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I have tried to be involved with those kind of things because I feel like, well, I like the quote that Governor Little said not too long ago. He said, when it comes to economic development and things like that, public policy, if you're not at the table, you're probably on the menu.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I would rather be at the table than on the menu.
Amen.
So I've tried to be involved and know what's going on so that, you know, I can be aware and take advantage of opportunities as they arise.
Very good. Very good. Well, you've been there since 2016, is that right?
That's right.
So you've got 5 years. You got another few years.
Probably 2 more at least.
2 more at
Yeah.
least, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not asking you for any announcements beyond that. But kind of tell us what in the next couple of years, what's your goal of accomplishing there in the mayor's?
Well, it's really mainly just to continue with what we've got going and try to get that on the, you know, keep it moving. You know, like we said, our downtown project, I'd really like to see that move along here sooner than later. And just trying to make sure that we've got the infrastructure available and ready for all of the development that's coming, because you know, it's coming, and we want to be ready for it and be able to support, you know, the businesses that want to come to Rexburg, and you know, just trying to keep up with all of that. We do have a couple of new parks. We bought some ground, and we got some ground donated to us by the Steiner family south of Rexburg.
Wow.
And so we're working on 2 new parks along with some more trails systems and things like that. So we've got a lot of things that we're
kind of
working
stuff
on.
Really adds to communities.
It does,
and,
yeah, it does.
Things like that.
Well, we got such a young community. We need places for people to be able to take their kids and play and, you know, have a good time and stuff like that. So, and we're trying to we've partnered with the Blue Cross Foundation to help develop more healthy living habits of people, you know, and of course, you know, you can't force anybody to do that, but if you can encourage and provide opportunity, then, you know, if people will get out and do things outdoors and get some exercise and fresh air, have a healthier population, I think it helps to add to that kind of place that people want to be.
Wow. You've repurposed some of the buildings in town. I know when I go up there to some meetings, the old, what I knew is I think the J.C. Penney building is now the city buildings.
City Hall,
you've repurposed a lot of that stuff, and I just got to say the town of Rexburg is just doing awesome, and it's in part because of you two you guys that I know are at the helm up there.
Well, thanks.
And that's just not every community can. That I work with is like that. So you guys are just doing a phenomenal job. Anything else you want to talk about, Scott? Anything that?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think just kind of going off what the mayor said. You know, we are the youngest. Well, one of the youngest communities in America.
Yes.
And so really.
Having half the population of BYU, Idaho,
exactly
really helps out with that statistic. I'm sure.
Well, and 25% of them are married, so then you've got the, you know, all the kids.
Yes.
We have 1,800 babies born a year at Madison Memorial Hospital. I mean, it's like one of the biggest babies per capita in the hospital in the world, I think. Maybe except China.
So I mean, exciting. Lots of talent, lots of opportunities for businesses, and some great stuff happening there. As the mayor mentioned. Really creating that place, you know, we talked about that earlier. Sometimes, you know, the challenges that we hear about Rexburg, well, the winter, you know, those types of things.
We'll always hear those.
Under the mayor's direction, we've done some great things. We took Teton Lakes Golf Course. You're familiar with that? One of the best little golf courses in Idaho.
Yep.
And during the winter time, we turned it into a winter park. So you can go cross country ski there, groom trails.
Wow.
You can rent skis for $6.
Wow.
And so families can get out and be there. There's a sledding hill, there's ice skating. Really trying to help people really just get out. And
we have a fat bike.
We do.
Fat
tire bike, yeah.
And so, yeah, just trying to create those places that people can get out and enjoy the outside, even in the wintertime, right?
And and one of your bragging things that's on your website, I encourage people, go to the city of Rexburg. If you're questioning what they have, they've got some great videos. That first video that we showed was off that, but Rexburg Water Park, the water park, what a great addition that has been to the community.
Yeah, it has, and it was so busy this summer. We set all kind of records with for our attendance, and we actually made money with it. You know, most swimming pools, city swimming pools,
Very
they
rarely.
either lose money or you end up subsidizing them a lot, and we actually made money this summer. So that was good. We're proud of that. It doesn't happen every year, but this year was a popular year, and we hope to continue that. It's a great place. It's a lot of fun.
It is. My family goes up to it many times. I had my company Christmas or company summer party up there, so
Good.
so it's a great little addition to the area that many other communities. I wish they had. I know Ammon has a minor one, and Idaho Falls has talked about it for years, but no one's ever done it like you guys did out there, and took some great property out there and turned it into a nice little water park.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the things that I know there's a lot of sometimes criticism of urban renewal funding being used, but that's one of the things that back in the day that we did with some urban renewal funding is we created that, and it just really draws a lot of people in, and all of the area around that. There's now a brand new housing development right next to it, an apartment complex that has sprung up right next to it, and it just has made that side of town that used to be really blighted with the old remains of the Louisiana Pacific railroad plant, or not railroad, but lumber yard, yeah. And it was just kind of an area that didn't look very nice, and that it took that and turned it into a nice area, and now it's a great part of town.
Excellent. Well, man, if you haven't visited the town of Rexburg up there, I encourage you to get up there, see what it's all about. These two are the two people that are leading the charge of taking Rexburg to the next level. So thank you for the work that you guys do in the community and the way you're supporting businesses, Scott. Absolutely great to have a business ally like that. So is there anything else that the business community, as we asked you the mayor, or the one thing we always like to talk about is the COVID-19 impact, and both of you commented how difficult it was.
Yeah. I'll let the mayor take that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, I joke with people, if I had known what 2020 was going to be like, I might not have run for re-election in 2019, because it was a little rough. You know, just a lot of disagreement on how things, and I know it was that way in every city, and we weren't exempt from that, unfortunately. But we pulled through it. You know, we tried to work together, and you know, tried to encourage people to, you know, to be kind to each other, and just think of others as well as yourselves, you know, when you think of what you're doing, and hopefully we're on the downhill side of the COVID mountain, I guess you'd say. Our numbers have been improving, and we're trying to get back to normal, and but you know, we just feel like we're moving forward. Rexburg is a great place, and we got a lot of good things to offer. We want people to know that if one of the things that we haven't talked about a little bit is we talked a lot about new businesses and new and entrepreneurship and things, but even our existing businesses, you know, we're trying to really develop, you know, things going on in Rexburg so that there's people in town, and trying to develop our downtown. One of the things that we have worked on a lot, we've put a lot of money into, is our historic Romance Theater, because it's right downtown, right in this center core, and so we're trying to develop a lot of activities there. I mean, we've remodeled it to where it's beautiful inside, and we're trying to have a lot more activities there and a lot of things going on downtown to bring people into the downtown area so that we can keep that, you know, keep it vibrant, and you know, so the businesses down there are doing well. And we don't have many. We've got a couple of empty storefronts there now, but not many. And so we're trying to just keep things going there so that it's good for business, the existing businesses as well as new businesses, because we want our existing businesses are really the core of what we do. Yeah.
And some of the advice that they gave, we always ask them, what are some advice that you would give to new entrepreneurs? And start now. And another one, know who you are and how you make money. And I think that's great advice to some of these new entrepreneurs that are out there. So thank you for your work in the community and your business with the business work that you're doing up there in the city of Rexburg. I think that there's a lot of other city people that are probably watching this show that are envious of what you guys are doing up there. So kudos and keep up the great work up there. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing, if I
Yep.
could add, Brian,
Mhm.
we on top of what we talked about, we are getting ready to open a co-working space,
are you really?
social media lab, and then also a maker space.
Wow.
So on top of events, we'll now have some places where these individuals can come.
Perfect for the
And so,
community
yeah.
of with BYU students up
Yeah.
there. So
Absolutely.
wow, awesome. I want to talk a little bit more about that after the show. So absolutely great. Mayor Merrill, we've got this quote that you gave to us. Talk about it.
Well, we like to, every day when you get up, begin each day as if it were on purpose. I mean, Will Smith, that was a great movie that he quoted that in, and if you don't have a purpose for every day, it's just you just wander through life.
You are.
And so we believe that if you start each day as if it were on purpose, then you can accomplish great things, and just one day at a time, you can make some great things happen.
Very good. Love that quote. Anything out of Will Smith has got to be good, but begin each day as if it were on purpose, and write that down, everybody. That's a great quote to live by. So thank you very much. We're going to go out of this segment, and then we got the training segment, and we got the $50 that we're going to give away. But we're going to end with just a little video about things you can do in the city of Rexburg. Very good capstone there of City of Rexburg. If you didn't know of everything that you could do up there, there's a little synopsis of it. So at the beginning of the show, we forgot to mention our sponsors, and we can't do a show without them. The show could not happen if it wasn't for, of course, New Line Media here. We're in their studio. We appreciate them. The video work. If your company needs any video work, I encourage you to look up New Line Media. Volpine Marketing keeps us active every week. All of our shows from 2021 and 2022 are on our website, talkin-business.com. And Volpine keeps us up to date each and every week. BBSI, great company. If you have any human resource needs, you got to reach out. These guys are the top of the industry here. And man, they're just making all sorts of things happen. They're all throughout the state of Idaho. Great human resource company. The SBDC, I'll just add Tyler's favorite words. One of Idaho's biggest secrets that a lot of businesses don't know about. But if your business needs consulting, it's free with the Small Business Development Center, SBDC. Look it up, idahosbdc.org, and request an appointment. That's free consulting, whether your business is starting up or whether it's been experienced and needs just a little bit of tweaking and guidance. That's what the SBDC is there for you. And of course, the Idaho Innovation Center. We do have a couple office spaces, which is kind of rare. If you fit our business model, we can look at. It's the least expensive office space you'll find around, and that's why we have the Idaho Innovation Center. So thank you to our sponsors. But we're going to talk, today's training is going to be on the elevator pitch. And this is a crucial thing for every business. If you're going to be a successful business person, doesn't matter whether you're selling a product or a service, you got to have a great elevator pitch. And I came up with these 4 things that's got to be included. This is just the touchings of it. If you want to learn more about what your elevator pitch is, we have a class starting tonight. We'll put a flyer up on it at the end of the show. That we spend 5 weeks working and perfecting your elevator pitch. and it starts tonight at 6 o'clock at the Innovation Center. So number one, provide an introduction to yourself. Next, provide a summary of what you do. So quickly, now let me just explain why it's called an elevator pitch. You've got to, and we've got a video at the end of the show that will kind of go through and define it more. But the elevator pitch is a chance while you're on an elevator that you have to talk to someone, and you want to make sure that they catch enough information about your business so that they're not hitting that "get me off this elevator" button.
That's right.
And that's what you don't want to do. So you want to nail your elevator pitch enough that they're not hitting that "get me off of this elevator" button. So provide a summary of what you do, explain what you want. Not enough people ask for what they're looking for. And finish with a call to action. And there's many more things that need to be included. This is the brief summary, and then there at the bottom, introduce yourself, present the problem, present your solution, share your value proposition. You've worked with the value proposition.
Absolutely.
It's a great little principle that we work in our business coaching, and then add a call to action. And this is just the basics of, I bet you guys each have an elevator pitch for the city of Rexburg. Is that right?
Well, we do.
Yes.
So the one thing I love about this, Brian, is that really so many people are afraid, right? They're fearful when it comes to talking to other people.
Yep.
They're afraid to, do a lot of things. By having this down, that fear goes away.
It does.
If they know exactly who they are and what they need to say and what they want, then it's easy, right?
It is, and if you just practice it a few times, and it's not that you have, we never encourage it to be fully memorized, but you got to just know some basic things that you bullet points that you want. And I always tell people, have 5 bullet points that you know what you're going to say. Remember those 5 things, and that will help you in whatever it is. And you can tweak them to adjust them, whether you're in an audience of 2 people, or 1 person, or 25, or 50, or 100, or thousands. You can tweak it just a little bit, but you've always got to be prepared with that elevator pitch.
Yeah. So my background's business as well. It's not government.
It is.
Business we started with software, and we were told you cannot do it in East Idaho. There's no way.
Oh yeah.
And when we went to go get a board of advisors, because we knew we needed some additional people, we had to know exactly who we were and what we needed.
And it had to come out quick.
Absolutely. Yep. And because of that one, one piece that we nailed, we got what we needed, and we're very successful.
Very successful. Many of people in Rexburg, I know, was successful off of that business. So absolutely great. You got to nail this is one thing that is mandatory in business. And if you need help with your elevator pitch, show up tonight. You can just come to the class tonight, no charge, and see but I can guarantee the things that we talk about there, Scott would back me up, as would the mayor, that we talk about having a unique selling proposition, having a vision statement, a mission statement for your business. And those are the things that we're talking about in this 4 to 5 week class that starts tonight. So there's the information on it. We're actually not holding it at College of Eastern Idaho, but you can call the Idaho Innovation Center, 208-523-1026, and get registered. Just show up tonight, and we'll let you have there. And I guarantee it's a promise that I have with all of the classes at the Innovation Center, that if it's not of value at the end of the class, I'll refund 100% of your money. So, and I've never had to write a refund check. That's the good news, that I've offered that for years.
Well, Brian, if I could, I just want to throw a pitch in. Brian, I've been able to act as a mentor with you on a number of occasions, watched what you do with businesses. Anybody that is interested in learning how to do business should come and take the class. Brian's phenomenal. So I encourage you. And
I left my money clip out in the car. Sorry about that.
So I encourage you to go down and sit in. You're going to learn a lot. So take what he just gave you, and if you don't go, you'll be kicking yourself.
Very good. Yep. It starts tonight, February 15th, Idaho Innovation Center, 6 o'clock. And I've got, if you want to put my cell phone number up there, we're going to ask a question here. So, on that picture that's right behind us, we talked about dragging Maine, and there was something that the mayor talked about that they're going to do in the coming year and a half, maybe next year, that they're going to be doing there with a class reunion. If you can send those couple words to my phone, I will give you an additional $50 off the class that starts tonight. So I've got 2 of these certificates. So if you're interested in that class, then text 208-520-9400 and we'll get you $50 off that class that starts tonight at 6 o'clock. So thank you, everybody. Just so you know, next week we've got the executive director of the East Idaho Aquarium. Aaron Ferris will be on the show, and Tyler and I will both be back, and we'll be interviewing Aaron. He's doing some great things at the East Idaho Aquarium, and we'll be learning all about them next week. So thanks for tuning in to Talkin Business. We appreciate the city of Rexburg and all that they do up there. It's a great community, and they got 2 great people here at the leadership of the community up there. So thank you for joining us, gentlemen. And this will be Talkin Business. Now, we do this thing at the end of the show where we have this logo that has us with our thumbs up. So everybody, thanks for being on Talkin Business. Give us a thumbs up, guys. There we go.
The elevator pitch is your first step towards becoming a networking god. Hey, Mr. CEO. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you.
Ruben, right?
Yes.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about you.
Nice.
So,
nice.
What is it that you do then exactly?
Well, you know, I like merge all my talents together and just give it out to the world, like all my stuff inside me. It's like a mixture of stuff. Like, I'm a creative guy, people's person, obviously. I write a bit of comedy, I present, I get up stage, talk to people, and I just know together all my creative ideas and my whole team. That's not an elevator pitch. That's the ramblings of an unprepared bitch. An elevator pitch is a sentence that sums up what you do so concisely that you can tell it in a space of your average elevator ride. If you were to write it down, it'd be about 140 characters, which is about a tweet. So, let's try that again, shall we? Hey, Mr. CEO, good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
Hi, Ruben, right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about you.
Okay, nice.
So, what is it you do then, actually?
I'm a presenter and a comic. I host live events and I make online comedy videos. And I'm also co-founder of individualism.co.uk, which is the UK's leading men's style blog.
Oh, excellent. We've got a few events coming up and we could do with your services. Have you got a card, haven't you?
I do. Yes, I do. There you go.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day, mate. See? Preparation, it got me some potential work with the CEO of this whole company. Yeah.
Did you say a men's styling blog?
Remember, guys, your elevator pitch should be short and to the point, even if you do live on the 100th floor. You need to know exactly what you do, as you do not want to give people the wrong idea.